9 waiting.
4:41. Nine waiting. We're live. We are live. So we're chatting away. And Joey's coming up, and Cassie is here. And I'm sorry, Foxy is here. And we're chatting away.
Hello.
And I can hear
Oh,
myself
wait.
in the background.
I'm sorry.
I'm doing it
I
too.
muted you.
Let's see. I need that one live. That one. Let's see. I need that one live. There. Is that better? Most
I
peculiar.
don't hear an echo now.
Okay, yeah. If I have the stream open on YouTube,
Hmm.
it picks up audio, which is also being picked up on StreamYard. So that's why we get the echo. So I've got that
I have
also.
headphones on.
Oh, dandy. Okay. Well, we're in good shape. I tell you what. Hi guys. Hello everybody. We're
Hello, everyone.
we're gonna play some music here right quick because we've got Lee's fabulous. Uh, this is Aquatic Conquest and Lee combining to give us this magnificent. Now, can you hear it?
I hear it on StreamYard.
Good.
Can you guys in chat hear it? Midrill said they can hear.
Good.
Yay, we have audio today.
All right.
That photo tickles me every time.
Hi there. She's here. And Joey's coming up.
Hi,
Yeah.
Mary.
She's saying hi, Mary. All right. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Yes. Well,
Good
hi
evening,
there.
everyone.
Hi, everybody. We're coming to you live from the East Coast of the United States. We're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or nearly so, and Venice, Florida. So we're covering half of the East Coast.
From one span to the other.
Right, this is Foxy. You all know Foxy Fish. You all know Roxanne. Nice
Hello,
to be
everyone.
with everybody. I've been doing this evening thing for I guess we've done two. This is the third one, and it's really been very different in a way that's totally unexpected. The mornings are kind of um, I don't know how to describe it. They're more intense. They're
Yeah.
kind of more driven. They're more focused. Um, and I really expected that the evening was going to be that and more so, but it's turned out to be just the opposite.
Yeah, it's like a chill stream. It's nice.
Yeah, it is really. I mean, the first one we just had a lot of kids on it, and all of Mary's grandchildren came on, and
Yeah.
puppies, and it was just like family hour. And that's kind of the way it's been so far. So that's what we're up to, guys. We're just doing a kind of a 1 hour chill, um, a catch up, if you will, and a chat and a chance for people to maybe get to know each other a little bit, get caught up on some of the stuff that's going on in the fish fam, if to the extent that we know any of that, and just build friendships and have fun. Stephen is here.
Hello,
And
Stephen.
yeah, Stephen has been he's been on vacation in a very strange part of the world that I think I've not been to. I've not been. Where was this? Yes, we're doing a morning and an evening, Stephen. Um where is it? I'm scrolling back. He just came back from a holiday, a retirement holiday that his wife took him on. I'm trying to find the name of the place he went. I'm not finding it. He's going to have to tell us. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Here it is. Uh, Belize. They went to Belize. I didn't know anybody went to Belize. You went there for professional reasons. Stephen,
Belize
didn't
is
you?
beautiful.
Is it? I don't know anything about it.
All I
Tell
know
me
is from
about.
all the pictures I've seen, everything I've read about it, it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
Oh, so tell us about Belize a little bit, Stephen. Would you like to come up and chat about it? You're very welcome to. We'd be delighted to have you. Let's see.
Molly Gibbs has a question, Father Fish.
Let's
She
let's do
said,
it.
I've treated my tank for 2 days for the parasite it has released from the fish. Still a bump and red on fins. Should I continue to treat the tank? And for how long should I do a water change?
Doobie doo. You treated the tank. Um, you put one treatment in. What's a timestamp on that? Let's want to get a little more detail.
I'm seeing it through StreamYard, so I'm not seeing
Or
a
see, don't,
timestamp.
there is one if you know how to open it. Uh, let's see. Honduras and Rutan. Well, I kind of gathered. I'm reading um, Lee's comment. Soon I've been there. Also Honduras and Roatan. Let's see. Holly, I've treated my tank for 2 days for the parasite. It has released from the fish, Good. Still a bump and red on fin. Shall I continue to treat tank? No, do not continue to treat. I didn't know you were treating the tank. I thought you were simply treating. I think my recommendation was that you stick it with a needle or something to make it let go. So it's off. You can put a little bit of bactericide maybe topically on the wound if you feel you need to, only if it's substantial. Um, yeah, do a water change and let it get back to normal. You should be fine. Should be good to go. Mary is lurking. She's out. Mary's out shopping. We should have her turn her camera on and show us the store she's at or something.
Take us shopping with her.
Yeah, really, absolutely.
Hello, Joey.
Hi, Roxanne. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I saw the fish.
Joey,
they're doing really good.
Yeah, nice. You look gorgeous. Look at that, brushed her hair and everything.
Yeah, it's like, I'll be up as fast as I can.
She was out in the barn. I caught her mucking out the stables. That's
Well,
what.
feeding my horses.
Got to make sure she got all the hay out of her hair.
Really? And off the boots.
And I like, man, I put on perfume. I'm like anybody can smell me, but I can smell
Right. I
That makes
noticed
you
that.
feel good.
Right, I picked that right up.
It's smell-o-vision, right?
That's funny. That's funny.
Uh,
That's like that blooper I did the other day. I did a video on what to do when the power goes out, and I went through a whole bunch of different stuff about feeding and not having too many fish in the tank. And then I got to the plants, and I said, "Well, the plants, you really need to leave alone because they're going to be really helpful. The thing that's important is to leave your lights on." And I just kind of blew right by that. Went back and watched it later in the day and caught it. Funny stuff.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong if you had solar-powered lights.
Well, there you go. There you go. Right. You do, of course, have solar. Right.
They do. But they're
Unfortunately,
pricey.
you do want to leave the lights on, but
Right. Funny stuff. So, yeah, smell-o-vision. I got it.
smell-o-vision.
Lots of people are saying you smell good in chat, Joey.
Okay. Because that's what's important, right?
You don't smell like stable at all.
Yeah, I'll just bet she does too.
I just kind of breezed through there because I just got home, went to feed my horses, and all of a sudden it was like my conscience was calling me. It was Father Fish.
And I said,
So,
hello.
Yes.
Creamered my way in. Okay, and here I am.
Funny, she said, are you being sneaky? Which I was, of course. I was going to give her a chance to back out.
The way you started talking to me, I'm like, why are we whispering?
I know, it's true. I was whispering.
He was whispering to me. I'm like, why are we being so sneaky? It was like
Right.
little walkie-talkies,
That's cute.
Yeah, well, we're at the two extremes, extreme ends of the East Coast, aren't we? So
sure
we've gone now. Okay, so right, Joey's in Maine.
Yes.
Foxy's in just outside of Pittsburgh, and I'm in southern.
I'm actually right before upstate New York.
Oh, you're way up.
Very
good.
northern part of PA.
And I'm all the way down at almost the first. Well, I'm in the southern Florida, so
Yes.
So we're up and down the East Coast.
We got it covered.
Yeah, the East Coast is covered.
That's right. They got the Tennessee Mafia. We'll just be the East Coast Mafia, right?
What's Leslie saying here? Oh God, here we go. Goodness. A question for the entire fish family. How does everyone keep their fish keeping supplies organized? I feel like I spend a lot of time organizing and putting away just to have to do it again. A lot of us don't do that, Leslie. A lot of us save a lot of time by leaving things wherever it gets dropped in the fish room. And we can always know it by what it feels like when we step on it or kick it.
Yeah. My favorite is the duckweed in the toilet. I mean, doesn't everybody have that?
Oh yeah, you bet, you bet.
I was having a really hard time getting the duckweed out of my hair.
Yeah, the hair.
But Jess said let it dry and then brush it. I tried to wash it out. It just made it fuse more.
But weren't you going for that green look in your hair, that mossy look?
There we go.
Not on purpose, but when you're doing a water change, make sure your ponytail is secure.
Good tip.
Well, and yeah, washing out your tank in the shower can create a similar problem.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Somebody, the Betta girl is tearing out her Betta room, which is in a bathroom because they're going to sell her house, and she was bemoaning having to tear down her entire wonderful, really amazing Betta room. So she just did a video all about that.
I didn't see that one, but I know who you're talking about.
She just posted it today. Oh, there was another one. Oh, was it Mary found another young woman, 26 years old, in South Africa. We talked about her this morning.
Oh, wow.
She does discus and really amazing stuff. It's real impressive.
How does Mary find all these people?
She lives on the web.
I can only be on in between all the other things I have to do.
Yeah, that's her home, I think. That's her real home. Her home away from home is grandchildren and puppies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, both her grandbabies and her puppies,
Really?
so cute.
I know. So Leslie, I need to take you seriously. That was seriously intended and should not have been treated quite so, how shall I call it? I won't. I don't know. My problem with my fish room is that I'm not the only one in it. So I'm forever walking down there, walking up to where the nets are hung and saying, "Where's the net? Who moved it? Where's that bottle of fixtures?" I mean, it's daily. It's every day and everywhere. You know, I've got 1,000 things there sitting around, and there's a place for everything. And the place is exactly where I put it, and that's where it belongs. Because I remember where I put things.
I'm gonna admit, I wouldn't say I'm organized. I know where it is.
Well, that's organized. That works. That counts.
It is all over. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I'm sure Leslie's going to put us all to shame. You need to do a video about this, Leslie, because you obviously have a very disciplined, meticulous mind, and you're going to come up with something that will be heroic. It will save the daily aggravation of trying to find the damn net.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to read your Fishy's comment. She said, "My hair is always falling into my tanks, so I'm trying to get lice because, hey, free life food." You're Fishy. I love you.
Funny stuff. Yeah, there's another one.
Goodness.
another one we need to get up here. Let's see. Oh, Steven's saying he's got 2 assistants plus his son. A lot of hobbyists. So I can. What is he talking about? I got to back up. I don't know. I'm just going to read. Myrtle is saying, Father Fish, a classic is when I have my planting tweezers in my hand and I'm using it to move other things to look for the planting tweezers. Right. I walked out. Yeah, I got it. When was it? I think it was in the morning, a couple of days ago. I walked outside, left the house to go to the shop. And I got in the car and I started driving and I said, damn, I forgot my glasses. And I went back and I couldn't find them. And I got back in the car and I went to wipe off my forehead and there they were, right there.
I've done the same thing. I've gone all day looking for my glasses. Then I realized they're on my face, and that's when I can suddenly see better. So tell me how that one works.
I just know that someday I'm going to end up in town in my slippers. I just know it. And I would like to get out of the house once the first time. I'm always in the car, and I forgot this. Back in I go. Sometimes it's 3 times.
Really?
You ever leave the house and be like, oh, wait, where's my pants? But, oh, yeah, they're on. But you just have that second of doubt. Like, did I put pants on? Yes, I did. I put pants on today.
Yeah, end up in town in night pants, too.
Yeah.
This is what you get for having women up here.
That's a girl thing, right? I get that. I don't even want to talk about that.
It was your idea.
Yes, I know. I just enjoy it so much.
Oh, good.
Let's see. Steven's saying, I've got 3 bookshelves and a medicine cabinet that has to be locked up and a storage bin for parts and extras. So there's the organization of a scientist. Hard at work. Yeah, scientists are organized. I mean, they're dealing with 10,000 little things.
I'm trying to read the chat, but my dog keeps licking.
Are you? Yeah. Read here, Fishy. Comment at 612. Yeah, me too. Is Roxy trying? Yeah, Roxy's reading. I know she is because she was.
I like those plastic art supply bins with the handle on top. That one.
No, the one earlier where she was talking about having lice.
Oh.
That's the one you brought up. You
My hair is always falling into my tank, so I'm trying to get lice because, hey, free live food.
Free food for the
another
fish.
Level. That's another level.
It's not free fish for the lice. It's free food for the fish.
Exactly.
Right. That works. Measuring cup. T-Bones. Always looking for his measuring cup. What measuring cup? You use what in the world, T-Bone, do you use a measuring cup for?
He says for his water conditioners.
What measuring cup?
I use a bad comment.
I use the about that much method.
Well, me
about
too.
that. I might use a cap, but it'll always overflow, so I don't bother. Sometimes I use my hand, and I'll pour it in my hand, and I'll put in a little too much. And I'll say, oh, well, that's too much. So I take it out and throw it in the tank. and then dump it all in the tank.
That works.
Yeah, actually.
That's too much. So let's just discard the extra in the same tank.
Right, exactly. Right.
We don't want to waste it.
Well, I know it precisely. I mean, I don't want to put it back in the container. It might be contaminated. It's been in my head after all.
You got to put it
No
somewhere.
telling where that's been.
I was just going to say, Tivo, you're better than me. I never measured the liquor.
Oh my goodness.
Measuring. Glory. I don't know. We're dealing with a lot of pretty sophisticated fish keepers here, I think. Trying to,
That's not me.
they're having to be organized and measuring stuff. And glory. I don't know if I can handle it.
I cook the same way.
Really? Oh,
Tastes
dear.
different every time, right, Joey?
You got it.
Leslie's using the coat closet in the fish room for the clean supplies, decor, and then things that need to dry are in the spare bathroom shower. That works. Things that need to dry. Now, what does that mean exactly? Things that need to dry. Is that like dead fish?
Maybe items she's taken out of her tank, or like
Hoses.
decor, or maybe her nets.
Yeah.
Dry
Yeah.
hose, maybe.
Or maybe the shirt that got soaking wet when she spilled water on her.
Up to the armpits. Love that.
Yeah, maybe.
Really? Measuring cap. T-Bone's apologizing for not using proper technology here, I think. Proper.
Apologize.
I know.
The mileage we got out of that.
Really. Nothing to be sorry about there, T-Bone.
Oh.
See, you were smart,
Really?
Joey. You brought tissues.
Oh,
Really?
and Roxanne, they smell really good.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, Stephen.
They
Even-
do.
Hopeless.
You're good.
Prescription. Stephen's talking about prescription medicines. He uses on the fish. What's he measure them? What's he saying? I always eyeball. Oh no, he doesn't. He says I always eyeball it, except when I'm euthanizing. That's interesting. So, with prescription, he just says a dose of this, and a dash of that, and a pinch of this. But if he's going to put something down, he measures it to the grain. Curious. I would tend to do the opposite, I think. I would tend to do, if I were euthanizing, I'd probably do an overkill. Just
Me too.
give it a little more.
A
Right?
little more. Yeah.
Right. Can't hurt anything here. Can't hurt it.
I guess I would base that depending on how hard it is to get said medicine, maybe. Or because
Well,
maybe
that
his
may be
euthanasia
true,
medicine is
yeah.
a controlled substance.
Euthanizing. I don't know what he uses to euthanize.
And I assume he's euthanizing fish.
Well, yeah.
So
I find the freezer
I
works
just
really
assumed.
well. That's
Do you like that method, Father Fish?
the freezer. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
Oh,
done that
goodness
one.
sake. Oh, now we got a problem here. We're going to need some counseling. I can see this coming. Dank Tanks says, I hate the feeling of my arms being wet.
That's a problem. If you're a fish
Yeah.
tanks.
Indeed, that is a problem.
Well, they
Glory.
do make those gloves that like go up to your armpits for
That's
like
true.
birthing cows and
I was
such.
just gonna say the veterinary gloves.
Yeah.
Get it. True.
Well, there is that. Yeah, I got a pair of them actually, hanging in my shop.
Mhm.
Never used them. I'll sell them to you, Dang.
Oh, Leslie
Need
says
the feeling of my
Leslie
arm
says
get wet.
she hangs her water change hoses on the wall of the shower, and it's just a small stand-up shower.
Oh, I see.
The house is 6 years old.
I see. Yeah, that's a good idea actually, because I don't do that. I I roll them up and I hang them so that the ends are kind of at the top of the roll so they don't drip. And then when I go out to when I take it down and put it in the tank to do a siphon, I get a mouthful of water. So that would solve that
I was
problem.
just gonna say, so why don't you do that differently?
Really, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. I should drain the water out of the hose
Aha.
before I put it away.
I
You know,
do.
it really, I'll tell you, it's amazing how much you learn, even from novices, when you've been around forever doing stupid ass stuff.
Well, I am not starting my water hose the way you do. I'm not doing that.
Well, see, there you go. That we need to document this. That's that's twice now in less than a minute that that sophisticated aquarists have learned a lesson from the simple thing of hanging a drain hose in a shower to drain.
It's amazing.
I honestly thought everybody did that.
Well, me too. I have the downstairs shower. If you open the curtain, it's all full of fish stuff. Close the curtain.
Your shower around the filter.
It's hidden behind. They can't shower. If I'm having company, I gotta clean. I gotta take all my stuff out. That's my fish shower.
I let everything dry in the shower and then I move it all into the closet in the bathroom. So that's like mostly fish supplies.
I don't move it. That's the problem. It just stays in there.
So T-Bone's giving lessons on measuring stress coat, stress zyme, and quick start. Huh. Yeah, you see, I don't have a problem measuring those things because I don't use them. It makes it really easy.
Yep. I have to admit, I set up a tank at our shop, and that's in town. And so I am dealing with chlorinated water. Here we have a well. And it's really different for me because I'm having to worry about things that I never worry about.
Yeah.
Such as rinsing sponges and things like that. And, I'm having to rethink the way I take care of that fish tank. It's a little bit more challenging, I think, the chlorine.
Really?
It is. It's a crazy tank. It's a crazy colorful tank with all kinds of old beetles and stuff in it because we do foreign cars. And it has some of my goldfish in it. It's one of those tanks the kids would love.
Right.
Everyone's got to have at least one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Steven's saying the worst way I've ever heard my entire career to kill a fish or any living thing is boiling it alive. Well, we do it to crabs, don't we?
Ugh, yeah.
Well, that was a reference to
Kinda
something that Lee said.
Likely. I dare say. 10 years ago, Sue euthanized a red-tailed black shark I had in a pan of FKN. What's that? Boiling water. No bloody joke either. Mercy. Well, it's like the frog in the pot. You know, if it boils slowly, it never notices. I can't imagine. I could not do that thing. I couldn't put an animal down that way. That would be.
No, I couldn't.
The thing about putting a fish in a freezer Number one, I'm of the opinion, Stephen, help me out on this. I'm of the opinion that fish do not feel pain in any significant way. I've seen fish with half of their body chopped off, swimming around as best they can, trying to eat, showing no particular reaction to some dreadful wound or otherwise some terrible kind of disease or sickness, other than the fact that they can't move much sometimes. But I haven't. My experience is that the fish really don't react by virtue of any experience of pain. Is there any research on that, or do you have any insight about that?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Yeah. And it did make me stop and think, because obviously we've all had fish that have been ripped up, and I'm thinking, yeah, they do keep going, and I don't know. You're right.
Like, I've had fish that pout for food, but never pouted because they were injured. Like, they'll just keep on trucking if they got a boo-boo, but like my goldfish, he would pout. If I wouldn't pet him or feed him, he'd just go down to the bottom, put his belly on the sand and just bloop, just sit there and bloop. But if I put my hand in the tank, right up, and he wanted pets. Yeah. So goldfish are learning to emotionally manipulate people.
No, actually, he's learning from his master.
He came to me like that. I didn't start that.
Right. Well, all right.
Oh boy.
Really? I thought I'd get in trouble on that.
I
probably will. I'll be paying for it forever. I've John Larson.
I see John Larson's comment. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. They never called the Coast Guard on me.
Right. I asked
right. Well, Stephen has gone strangely silent on this.
Oh, here he comes.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. He's got it. Here it is. Depending on the fish, some fish cannot relate pain to their brains. There's no central nervous system receptors. But some fish can feel pain and have millions of nerves under each scale. So which is which?
Right. I was going to say, how do you know when you have the fish that feels pain?
The ones that go, ow! That hurts.
Yeah. So does that mean I should go around poking my fish and see which ones react?
No, just be prepared.
Okay.
No, don't need to be necessarily what's that nasty word starts with it, sadistic, right? Don't need to be sadistic about it, depending on the fish. Some fish, okay, yeah, we did that. Is he going to say more about that?
I feel like there's more coming, yeah. For that.
Yeah, I'm kind of anticipating the same thing. Glory. How are we doing? 6:30. We're only halfway through, folks. Lord.
You're exhausted already listening to us, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. We're just having so much fun here. We can't stop it.
It's not truly a party without Mary up on panel.
I know. She's out shopping. So, BJ says, what's the proper process to euthanize a fish? I'll tell you the way I really like to do it. You've got to be ready and prepared to do this. But when I have a fish that just needs to be put down, I throw it in my big pool that has a 3-foot red-tailed shark in it, and he takes care of the problem. I feed sick fish to bigger fish all the time, just routinely.
Well, what if
That's sort
we
of
don't have bigger fish to feed the sick fish to? Then what should
Well,
we do?
you get one. For example, for example, most guppy breeders at some point in time will keep an Oscar in a side tank to which they feed all their calls because frankly it's I don't know that it's more humane. It's a more reasonable approach than flushing them or
I just
throwing them on the ground. The fish farmers get this. Here we go. When a fish farmer is collecting fish out of his outdoor ponds, he typically sets traps. Now he's got a pond that's maybe 50 feet long, 70 feet long, uh, 20, 30 feet wide, and he puts minnow traps out there. And he brings in the minnow trap and he dumps all the fish into a tray. And then he picks out either the fish he wants to keep or the fish he does not want to keep. The fish he wants to keep, he puts in a bucket. The ones he doesn't want to keep, if he's selecting that way. If he's only taking the bad ones out, he'll throw them on the ground. He will not throw them back in the pond because he doesn't want them. So he throws them on the ground. If he once he finishes, if he's selecting out only the nice ones because there are fewer of those, then when he's finished doing that, he dumps the rest of the tray on the ground. So for the fish farmer, euthanasia is a matter of throwing them on the ground and letting them suffocate, I guess.
and something probably comes along and eats them later.
Yeah, very quickly, I'm sure.
I just look at it. I mean, unfortunately, it is somewhat the circle of life. I have convict cichlids. You know, I raise small fish. It's a thing. It happens. You have to do it. But at least you're feeding something else, and I know that's hard for
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people.
exactly, and that's kind of the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
Lee saying his red tail had a massive gaping wound and was being eaten alive by all the other fish. So they boiled it. And it took seconds. So it wasn't like they put it in water and then put it on the stove and turned the temperature up. They dropped it in boiling water.
And that is
Yeah,
yeah.
my whole thing with the freezing is that it kind of puts them to sleep. You know, it's like another thing I've used to put down small animals is insulin because it has the same effect. It basically puts them to sleep. The energy level goes down and down and down to the point where they just kind of,
Yeah. And
fade away.
I know you can use clove oil. I've never used clove oil to euthanize. I have used it to tranquilize so that I could do something on a fish.
Right.
It did work, and it worked. I was a little nervous the first time I used it, but it worked. And the fish was fine after.
I've used clove oil for euthanasia on a small goldfish. And you give it just enough drops to put it to sleep, and then once it's asleep, you give it more to OD it, and then it's done.
Well, Stephen just provided us with the most advanced and sophisticated scientific technique for putting down an animal. He smashes their brain. The quickest and cheapest, it says. Just whack them. Whack them.
I mean, it comes with the territory of the hobby, unfortunately.
It does.
It does, yeah. Or any kind of husbandry.
Yes. I mean, and
So,
I mean, I've raised all kinds of animals. At some point,
yeah,
you have to euthanize
as
them.
a farmer, that's right. Yeah.
You know, kittens that unfortunately aren't born quite right, puppies, horses. It. You have to do it. You have to have a stomach for it, and it's not easy sometimes, but you have to be able to do it.
Leslie puts baby guppies in the flower horn tank.
That works.
Oh, here we go. Stephen says most catfish species have nerve receptors. I'd be here for hours listing each species that does and doesn't. That's interesting.
Well, we
Catfish.
have 19. We have 19 minutes for you to list some more, Stephen.
Yes, that'll keep you
All
busy.
species. There's studies done by Marine University. Oh wait, I've got to back up. Oh, I'm sorry. That showed some fish responding to the freezer. I'm getting lost here, and some not. Huh. Hypersaline with bleach. That sounds nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marina, talking about a guppy breeder who euthanized calls by putting them in hypersaline with bleach. You could see the couples frantically swimming. Now, I've done that. Now, I'll tell you what'll, I haven't done that, but I've gotten that reaction from fish by putting them in very low RO water. If you have a fish in 8O water and you put it in 6O water, it's going to spin like a top, and it'll die very quickly, just in a matter of minutes. And that's a rather horrible death because what happens is the barometric pressure or the pressure of the water is substantially less lower pH. So the fluids inside each cell in the body expand in that lower pressure to the point where the cell structure ruptures and they lose all body integrity and just start spinning.
Mm. Father fish.
Yes, ma'am.
Chevy fish.
Oh dear.
And
I read that.
It's spot on. She
Oh
said.
dear.
She said.
The absolute quickest and sure way is to put the fish on a plastic bag, put it behind your car tire, and back up. Only Chevy fish.
Sorry, that one got me.
Oh dear.
And Melvin of Rebuilding Our Brand asks, Father Fish, could you feed your unwanted calls to your turtles?
Well, yeah, my turtles are not all that. Well, let's see now. Let me back up. I did have a turtle tank for a while that had larger turtles in it. The stuff that was like 10 inches or so. And I would do that. I would feed cold to them because they were right on it. I mean, it hit the water and they were on it. So, yeah, that worked actually pretty well.
It certainly wouldn't hurt them. They just have to catch them.
Yeah, they got to catch them. Who is the maddest competition? Lee. Here we go. Lee saying, T-Bone, let's you and I have a who is the maddest competition. You all see, you'll probably win, but I'll try hard. The maddest. Oh, well, yeah,
How do we
right.
measure that?
How do you measure relative madness? That's pretty good. I would think it's.
I guess you can relate it to the Scoville scale.
A million degrees, right? Funny stuff. I don't know. It sounds all relatively subjective to me. Plastic bag. Plastic bag. Lee's gone off on plastic bags. You can freeze them, Christine. Yes, Christine and I. It's 2 votes for freezing. Mary says hi, Christine. So that's 3 votes for freezing. T-Bug says, Lee, you've got a smarter wit than I do. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but that's not the sole arbiter of madness. Although I will admit that Lee's madness is erudite. Is an erudite madness. Where are we?
Stephen feeds a lot of his fry out to his Africans or his Dova. I think we're getting a lot of that in the chat. Everybody does it.
Right. Well, yeah, Lee was feeling left out. That's all that was.
That's all that was?
That's all it was. Right. Now there's madness. That's a form of madness. I'll get points. We need a point system, Foxy. We need a point system for madness.
System.
Yeah, point system. I'll give Lee 2 points for putting down Stephen for the madness involved in putting, which he did just a little ways back when he made the comment, okay, that's enough airtime for Stephen. It's time to talk about me, he says. So he gets 2 points for that.
He has a whole song about he wants to talk about me.
I know.
That's how I phrase it. I want to talk about me.
You know, and I tried to play his Fish song last night, and nobody could hear it. Have you guys heard it?
Yes,
I've heard the new one. You mean?
Yeah, my fish are mad at me.
Yes.
That wonderful.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I love it.
I do too. I really do.
BJ Palmer had a question. Still stuck on the clove oil and wanted to know if you put it in a cup of it and it's I take tank water, put it in the cup, and then I add a little bit, some clove oil to it, as Roxy said, till they sort of fall asleep, and I keep going. That's how I would do it, because that's how I would tranquilize them.
Yeah, it's pretty strong stuff. It's very, very strong.
Yes, it is.
Just a drop or 2 will do.
Yeah.
And it works best on small fish. I don't think it works the same on big fish. It might sedate them, but I don't think it puts them out.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I did tranquilize them. I put them down, so I could do what I need to do, and it was probably a 4-inch fish, and it worked really well for that.
Yeah, Rebuilding is saying, would that work for African cichlids like your umbunas and other big cichlids? I don't think I have. Well, let me think. I suppose I have. I just can't think of one. I don't do that to the umbunas. What would I do if I had a really messed up umbuna? Let's say got beat up, because that can happen. They can get beat up. They can go to war with each other and get bad beat up. And I take it out. What do I do with it? I'll tell you, most of the time, I either feed it to something that'll eat it, or if it's really rank, if it's rank, it's not alive, so that doesn't count. We're talking about stuff that's still alive. I have thrown living fish in bad shape in the trash can. I must admit I've done it. I've also flushed them down the toilet. I mean, I guess I've done it all. The hard thing is a big fish, like a fish that's a foot long or 2 feet long. those you got to kill. If it's really bad, you know, you don't play with that. You got to put it down. And I usually will use a knife and just dissect it. You know, I'll cut the spinal cord. I've cleaned enough fish in my life. I pretty well know how to stop a fish from being able to flop around. So if it's big enough, you break the spine, I think. This is all rather morbid.
I know. What do you want to talk about?
It is.
Really.
Oh, we tried to turn it around for the last 10 minutes. Something happy, happy, joy, joy.
Really.
Rainbow sunshine and kittens. Something.
Where's my puppy?
My cats are just MIA right now.
I saw your puppy a minute ago there, Joey.
Oh, I
He's-
know.
He's
They
so
both
cute.
come to say hi.
Yeah, she is cute.
I was gone for the afternoon too, and I went out and had lunch with a friend, and then I went and bought a bag of sand because you can't ever have too much.
Never,
And,
never.
and then I came in, so they were so excited to see me, and I'm like, I got to get right on this thing, and and they wanted to see me, and here she is again.
Look at that.
Aw,
Talking about her.
so
Right.
Thank you.
Kisses. Kisses.
It never stops, but that's a good thing.
Ah.
So anyway,
Ah.
I always tell them they can own their own fish if they want to, but they just don't seem to want to.
They don't care about that. What is, I got my first tank. What is this? Oh, Nathan. Happy joy, joy. Oh, dear. Well, I know, Nathan. I know. Just hang in there, buddy. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Just
First
keep the
tanks are
faith.
no fun.
I'm missing it.
Where was that?
Nathan said that sorry I can't help. They're not with what's happened in the last few days. Tank went and burst.
Oh, my.
Tank burst.
Oh,
Oh, my.
That stinks. I'm sorry, Nathan.
yeah, I'm sorry too. I've had a
That's what
couple of
happened to
those. It's not fun.
That's what happened to my goldfish tank. So I put them out in the pond, and then when winter is getting close, I had to rehome them because I didn't have a tank to bring them back in inside. So I can relate. It's not fun.
No.
Well, Leslie's worked out a solution to a problem. She put a cichlid in fish jail, used a large pond plant basket and some styrofoam to make it float.
That works.
Really?
I've put fish in fish jail before.
Yeah, I've done that. We've all done that. Right.
Mhm.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. You can get a mean anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Oh.
any species, you can get a mean one, and they can wreak havoc in the tank.
My favorite is the little old ladies. I've got several groups of little old ladies, and by little old ladies, I mean women who are in their 70s and 80s, who each have fish tanks in their home. Got two groups of them. They've each got fish tanks, and they will come in, and they will say, I just can't keep this black molly anymore. He's so mean to all the other fish. So I take the black molly and I put it back in the tank. And I say, what else? Look for something else that you like. And she'll find something else. And I think a lot of it is really not the meanness of the fish. It's just a way for her to be able to get a variety of fish in her tanks without having to pay for it. Because I'm a real soft touch.
I thought
For
you
little.
were going to tell me she just wanted to come visit with you.
Well, there you have it. I just honestly, I was not going to say it, but
But you were thinking it.
Honey, I wasn't just thinking of it.
You're living the dream.
It keeps me. It keeps the heart beating.
That's
Keeps the
right.
pulse up. Oh dear. Leslie is responding to Chevy Fish. She says, "That's so horrible, Chevy." But it's the morbid truth. Do you think they feel pain after all that? They can't last a very long time once decapitated. Kind of like snakes, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not into snakes. Oof, no.
You don't like snakes. Are there snakes? Are there snakes in Maine?
Yes.
There are.
I think, and they're pretty much not poisonous. I think there's maybe something they call a timber rattler that might be up this way, but I've personally never seen one. But I don't like them. You know that song, I don't like spiders and snakes? I don't. I don't.
Here it is. This is what Chevy was reacting to. Chevy saying, let's say breaking a big fish's spine doesn't work for channel cats. When I clean them to eat, I cut off their heads, throw the bag in the trash, but 8 hours later, they're still moving. That's true. I've seen that. You can't kill a catfish. And that's kind of what I was saying. I mean, here you got this catfish, you've cut its head off and throw the head in the water, and it's trying to swim. Yeah. For hours, it'll try to swim until finally it bleeds to death, I guess. I don't know.
I don't either. Same idea as killing chickens. They run around sometimes.
Oh, my grandfather.
Subject, right?
Yeah, my grandfather worked that out. He'd hang them by their feet. He used coat hangers. He would bend a coat hanger up in the middle, and he'd hang them. He'd hang their 2 feet from the 2 down loops that were created, and then cut their throat. Never cut their head off. He just cut the throat. And they squawked a little, but they got over it. And then we ate them.
Yep. And then you ate them. Yep.
Right.
That'll happen.
Oh dear. Well, we have reached the witching hour, ladies. I thank you so much. I'm gonna see if I can find Lee's my
song.
Yeah, my fish are mad at me. I just like that so much. Let's see if I can get it up and see if I can play it. We have this thing called the music of Father Fish.
There you go. Good file, huh?
Really?
You're really stacking up a playlist there, Father Fish.
I know. It's got about 10
He's
items.
got all the hits.
It's amazing.
And he's going to have Christmas music coming soon.
Oh,
So.
God, it's
I've been thinking about
know.
Christmas song.
It would be utterly insane.
I already gave Mary a voice clip of a song I was considering, and she giggled so hard, so I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I've got one in mind.
That's going to be great fun. We need to figure out how to what's the word when you when you send a bunch of people to a place to create a mob scene. We need to mob some other streams with Christmas carols.
Oh, you mean a raid?
A raid, yeah.
A raid, right? We need to do Christmas carol raids. We could do it. We could do it by getting up on their live stream, 2 or 3 or so. That would work.
They're probably not going to let us. If they know, not going to let you up.
No, we're not going to tell them. We're going to keep it a surprise. All right, I think I got it here. Do you see anything?
I want to see him.
You see him?
Yeah,
Okay.
I see him.
What I need to do now is I need to go back in and I need to enlarge it
Mhm.
right there, and then turn it on and turn the volume on
Yes.
and start over so we can hear it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Oh no, not the snails! Get them to do something. Whoa! Poor Lee. I know. What? What? No, not the frogs! I love the frogs. Well,